fishing, it's in my soul.
Welcome to the Salt Strong Podcast, disrupting fishing entertainment as you know it. Prepare to laugh. Prepare to get to know fishing legends in a whole new and unfiltered way. And on occasion, you might even learn a thing or two about fishing. Here's your host, Joe Simons. Like diamonds.
Oh, you got him.
Oh, nice. Luke is on, and we are back. Joe Simons, like diamonds, Luke Simons. We're doing a little test here.
Scent test time. And so I'm using a shrimp lure with two scents. Joe's using the Slam Shady and the hook, the snook just pulled off. But yeah, so we're testing out ProCure versus this new scent that we're testing out. And I have the same setup, same lure, same shrimp lure. My other one's right down there. I just put a little, some tape on the one rod. So this is the test, the test scent. And so we'll go ahead and mark that. We'll mark that a hookup, right?
What was it?
It was on the juice.
On the new test.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. So we'll go ahead and mark that. We'll go ahead and mark that as one. We just got out here and we're just fishing this line of docks. And we're just going to see what we come up with. So just like our other tests, every 3 casts, whoa, there we go, that's a nice fish. Every 3 casts, ooh, it's another snook. So every 3 casts, we're switching, and this is cast number 3, in this case.
And I'm hooked onto a rope, so that kind of counts.
Uh-oh, I might be in trouble. All right, we got to make sure he gets around that piling.
All right, Lukey. That is a nice sound there. It's a big snook, dude.
I'm in big trouble now.
Would it push out?
Hold on now, he's got to stay right here.
Some help on the trolling motor?
Hope that he doesn't turn.
I'm trying to keep my line. I'm actually hooked. Cody, you hook over there. I'm actually hooked on a rope that's just kind of free floating.
Yeah, that's the tough thing about
typical Joe Simon.
Tough thing about doing docks. It's a lot of ropes.
Well, I had a stellar cast.
That was close call. So
is he out?
He's away from the pilings now. So I think if it's a snook, we should be good. They're usually done after a run or two.
Let's see.
It's a heavy fish. It's under the boat. Let's see what we have. Nice snook.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah. All right,
that's
so
a stud.
this is another one for the juice.
The juice is loose. Oh, come on up. Where is he?
Yeah, look, this guy's fighting. It's cold weather, they fight a lot longer.
Yeah, if you guys don't know, we are fishing here right after a cold front. I was going to touch a leader for you, but I want this to be your catch, Luke.
Go ahead and put
fishing right after a cold front. Cody, you can see this is what Floridians do when it hits 50 degrees, but it's a cold day. Dude, on that shrimp, the Brazilian shrimp.
Yeah, I know.
Connection.
It's a solid fish.
Connection.
Oh, just spit the lure.
All right. I'm going to get a little pick. If you guys are listening or watching the podcast, this is all live. You can see the good, the bad, the ugly. I'm going to pick a Luke and...
Oh, let me get out of the shade.
That's a beautiful.
Make it quick.
Beautiful snook, dude.
All right, solid fish. So we'll go ahead and let this guy go.
And now we're going to go back and get my lure off this rope.
This guy go, and that was fun. If it was snook season, this is definitely in the slot.
Yep.
I got lucky on that one.
So we got 1 point for shrimp lure, the Brazilian shrimp, and 2 points now for the new the juice, the new test.
Yeah, we just started, so it's too early to call. That was,
and I used some this past weekend. Those of you who are friends with me on Facebook and posted some pictures of my little 4-year-old son and I catching some big bass. So it's definitely working. I think it's that's always interesting with scent, right? We did that podcast, Luke. If you don't mind spinning me back there, that was all about scent, and it was probably one of our most downloaded podcasts. And I think it's because as fishermen, we're always looking for that advantage, right? That advantage over the fish, that one thing that might help us get that extra strike. I personally don't know how well it works. There's people that swear by these different scents. There's some people, like I had Patrick Sabile on, and he's like, man, if you're using a swim bait or something like I was using, it doesn't really matter as much. They're honed in more on the vibration. They're honed in more on the color and how it looks, less than scent.
It's sight versus scent.
But then again, we do know, this is what got a lot of attention in that podcast based on real science, is that dogs, we all know, can smell better than a human, right? And what is it, 10,000 times better? And then fish are 10,000 times better scent than a dog. So fish have some of the best olfactory senses out there. And so clearly having a good scent that smells like mullet or smells like shrimp or crab or whatever it is, it can't hurt, right? And I have a feeling it probably helps. Not in every situation. Sometimes it's just a reaction strike. We've all had them. We've all caught plenty of fish without scent. Even the Z-Man Slam Shady.
You control your line before it's in that pond.
Oh, dude, I didn't. I'm sitting here just talking to the camera, blabbing away.
We're in a honey hole, and Joe's sitting there talking. You better be casting.
Well, I'm hooked onto a line, by the way. Let's see. I thought it was a fish. I thought we were doubling up. I was like, oh man, I'm hooked on a rope. So you guys get to see the good, the bad, the ugly. This is what we do on our podcast. You get to see me dropping fish.
Are you above the water or below the water?
Yeah, you see it, that line right there? You see it?
Oh, okay. There
Someone just left like a rope out there.
So the rope was underwater. All right.
Yeah.
I was about to say, it's embarrassing if you thought you had a fish and the lure wasn't even in the water.
No, it was down. It was down low. I don't know if that's
legit.
Looks like it's just an old rope.
All right, so we're going to see how good the new boat is with doing some sharp turns. This is a 24-foot Pathfinder we just got. Just now getting used to it. If the fact that it's a rope, you're going to have to get in there. You're going to have to grab it.
All right.
So yeah, the tough thing about fishing docks is there's a lot of ropes down there from old crab traps and even just
there we go.
There you are.
Adios,
Nice.
ropey.
Yeah, so crab traps. It could just been an old anchor line or something that fell in the water. That actually looks like a cast net rope.
It does, doesn't it?
So you never really know. You have to be careful.
Should we pull it up?
And no, it's just be considerate. A lot of people ask like about dock etiquette. And just be considerate. You know, treat it like it was your own. Like if that was our cast net and it fell off the dock, I'd be upset if somebody grabbed it. You know.
Well, I would put it back on their dock. But it's not like we're gonna take it from them.
But that rope is floating now, so they'll see it.
Then again, I saw some people taking pictures of us earlier, so we don't have the boat wrapped yet. Once we get it wrapped, then you got to be on your absolute best behavior. So Peter Deeks, you know, he's got that salt strong boat. A lot of you guys have seen over on the East Coast, and he's like, man, you can't do anything dumb. Hey, brother! What's going on?
How you doing?
Good.
Good, man. We just caught a nice keeper snook. Of course, we had to throw him back, but.
I got a bunch of them under my dock over there. I got telling him look about 35 pounds, man.
Sweet.
Woo.
I keep looking at him every day thinking, wait till May.
Yeah.
What's your name? Mark?
Yeah, I'm a member.
Awesome.
What's your last name? What's your last name?
Sharp.
Mark Sharp. Pleasure, man. we appreciate you. That's awesome. Hey, and you're going to get a shout out in our video too. There we go.
That's awesome.
Doing it here on a cold day, baby. Oh, that's too funny. One of our insider members, show him up there, Cody. Give a little Mark a shout out.
Never know when we run into people out there.
Actually, one of the very first times we did a kind of a live podcast like this, we saw this boat was kind of cruising up towards us. And we're like, what's this guy doing? And he somehow recognized us. I don't know if it was your flowing locks or what. I need to switch up. I've been bad about that. Just sitting here talking.
Yeah, every three
It's
casts.
tough. It's like trying to do the whole touch your nose and sing a song at the same time.
Joe apparently isn't a very good multitasker. But yeah, every three casts, just to keep it fair. So I'm now back to the juice.
Juice is loose.
And just fishing these docks. So right now we have incoming tide. So the current is coming. We're taking the boat into the current. We have a wind to our back, current to our front, the perfect situation. And this is a just really nice setup for fishing this particular dock line, given the conditions.
And so one other learning lesson, because we just talked about this, about what to do after a cold front. This is tough. I mean, we see no other boats. We got our buddy Mark up there, but besides that, we're not really seeing anyone else out. I mean, it was 46 degrees when I left my house this morning to go over to Luke's house. That's cold, especially Florida cold. And this is a new front, so these fish are like kind of a little bit of shock, and it's so important. And I think that's why Luke's probably going to have more success. One, he's a better fisherman, but two, he's got a heavy jig head on, and he's making sure, if you watch him, he's popping that thing off the bottom. Do you remember the very first live podcast? Oh, Luke's on again! Doggone it! I got to stop talking so much.
Another snook on the juice.
Son of a gun.
This one's smaller, but it's a catch.
But making sure you're on the bottom is so critical right now. This is not a good time to use top water.
Whoa, watch out there, buddy.
Not a good time to be doing stuff that's in the top or the middle of the water column.
And not a good time to be on the flats. We do a lot of shallow water fishing. Obviously, we're in a bigger boat now, so we can't get super shallow. But even if we could, we wouldn't want to, given that sharp temperature decline. Oh, come on there, buddy.
Another nice looking snook, though. There we go.
Yep. Get that shrimp out of his mouth.
Now, I'm going to go fish the same little area.
Fella.
And also, I've been noticing I'm retrieving way too fast. I think the beauty of this, we call it kind of like our game film. And we'll go watch a lot of this footage just to see what we were doing when the strike happens. And a lot of times you'll see it's on the fall, or even when we're completely pausing. And a lot of times we get the strikes when we're just fishing slower, especially here after a cold front. We grew up bass fishing, and that was the deal. When wintertime came around, you could still catch good bass, but it was like slow dragging. Like if you think you're going slow, go even slower for a bass. I just remember that as a kid, just going super slow. Kind of gets boring sometimes, but if you want to get the big strikes in the winter, that was what it took. What are your thoughts, Lukey? Are you still going normal speed, just making sure you're popping off the bottom?
Yeah, I go normal speed. I just got to get it right in their face. If you get it right in their face for a second, they're going to hit it. So you don't have to go necessarily super slow. Oh, there we go. I just used a bigger weight.
God.
So this one's on the ProCure. So
Luke,
now we have 3 to 1. It's a little bit bigger than the last.
Dude, I'm thinking this shrimp might be the new wintertime lure,
this shrimp lure has been really fun to fish with.
All right, I just skipped the heck out of that thing.
Let's see if we can get this guy up.
Sweetest sounds in spring break 1999.
Yeah, and it's noticeable, and this isn't that big of a snook, and I had them whooped pretty good, but they get a second wind in this cold water. Very different compared to summertime.
Yep. All right. I got to go back to ProCure on mine. So once again, if you guys are listening and watching him, we're doing ProCure, which is, I'd say, kind of industry standard, if you will.
Yep.
Versus this new scent, this new custom scent that we're trying out.
Come on there, buddy.
And so far, Luke is up with 3 snook on the Brazilian power prawn. Whoa, baby.
There we are. Saw a little guy. Again, not that big, but he was fighting.
Yeah, he was.
Like he was way bigger.
And I got to switch it up here.
Just got to go. Quick release. Back in action. Dude. All right, 3 to 1. 3 to 1, not frayed up at all. Sweet.
All right. So that one was quite a bit off the dock.
No, it hit right on it.
Did it?
Yeah. Yeah, basically those snook, it's rare that they get too far from those pilings.
And so that brings up the next point, is casting.
Casting is huge.
Critical. And Luke's really good. I'm trying to improve constantly. And we've taken some people out here before, right, Luke, that just aren't the best casters. And it's noticeable difference. If you can't get underneath that dock, And if you can't skip, even using both left and right hand side, you're at a huge, huge, huge disadvantage.
But if I'm taking somebody out that can't cast well, I do not fish docks. Like, so if anybody's listening, I'm taking you dock fishing, you're a good caster.
Or at least
it's not worth it.
Luke doesn't know the difference yet. You see that cast right there? Cody, come on, skipping off pilings underneath there? That deserves a strike.
Yeah, casting is crucial.
Sheesh.
For this type of fish. And this is the first test, so again, like it's 3-1, it's still real new. It's just way too short of a time to come to a conclusion, but
yeah, and that's
sure is fun.
And this is not the first. This is the first public test. We've obviously been just trying it out. Tony and Wyatt have been trying it out in their respective areas. You know, Tony's more east coast of Florida, and Wyatt's all the way up in North Carolina. So anytime that we come up with a product, just so you guys know, you're kind of getting behind the scenes on just product testing in general. We're out there putting it to the test ourselves. Oh, God, Luke's on another one.
Another one on ProCure.
Man, I'm glad we're not doing a competition between me and you. Sheesh Louise. This is embarrassing for me.
This might be a grouper here. It's fighting a little bit different.
But we always like to make sure.
Got a grouper.
That's a nice little grouper, dude. We put this stuff to the test. If we're going to be known as the Consumer Reports out there, no sponsors, just using what truly works, we got to put it to the test.
Little grouper.
Kind of hold ourselves to a higher standard. It's a nice one, Luke.
Yeah, so wintertime, these small grouper, they often come inshore, and we're pretty close to the Gulf, so they come in. They won't go way inshore, but they'll come in pretty far inshore. All right, so I guess we'll just count total fish. So that was ProCure, so now it's 3-2.
Ooh.
And that was my third cast, so switching it up.
So how do you remember which one you have? Because
Yep, I put blue tape on.
Ooh, look at you, dude. You actually came prepared.
All right.
Like, I'm going to get your merit badge here. Go almost getting to the Weeblo.
Because it's easy. I've done a lot of these tests with testing out different lures, one lure versus another, but when it's scent, it's easy with lures, you just look at the lure and the footage. But when it's something like this, when it's scent, where the lures are the same, like everything's the same, it's really hard to lose track of which one's which. So I just put some tape on here, that way I know if when I'm looking at the footage or whatever, if I can't remember a specific catch, I just look for the tape.
All right, so now if you're still listening or watching, you got to be wondering, all right, what's this new scent? What's different about it, right? Well, here's what got our attention. The makers behind this scent, it's Dr. Juice. I'll just tell you who it is, because Luke's already said the Juice. And Dr. Juice got really big in the bass world. I believe it was Roland Martin who was, I don't know, either sponsored by them or was using it and, caught some monster 15-pound bass or some crazy story. Ooh, I just hit the piling there. And they got really big in the bass world as a scent. And this is like, I'm going to say 80s, 90s maybe. And what was different about it is with ProCure, if you guys don't know what it is, I'm not a scientist, but I'm going to tell it to you just based on what we know from them and have heard from them. They basically take real bait, so it's actually made of real bait, and just kind of crush it up and put it into a little gel. And it works, right? ProCure is great. We all have it. We all love it. But it's essentially just taking whatever bait it is, if it's crab or shrimp or whatever scent it says on the bottle, they're just taking that and crunching it up, putting maybe a little bit of something else in there, but for the most part it's just crunched up bait. So with this Dr. Juice, what they got known for is actually taking it a step further. They still have the real bait, but they actually go get the sex phenomes or pheromone, whatever the word is. I'm, once again, clearly not a scientist. And they've taken a few other things like the eggs of these bait fish, and have actually tied it in where it's not just scent, it's even kind of like fear-based and even some sexual-based psychology behind it. And pretty fascinating. So I still don't know exactly what they've put in this one. This is a custom one they've never done before. And it does have something to do with, I know, pinfish and shrimp and mullet and crabs and all this stuff combined. And so far, it's been working. But today's test was how much better does it work, or does it, than the ProCure, which is kind of, I would say, industry standard. And I don't know, it's interesting. So far, I'm just embarrassing myself out here. So at least I have the gift of gab. But as far as catching fish, I don't even know why you brought me along. Might as well just have a kiddie rod here. Jeez Louise. I need a shrimp. Luke, give me one of them Brazilian shrimp.
No, I don't have enough.
Oh,
to
cool. Don't
spread
have
around.
enough. You hear that, Cody?
These are just the demos. We're still waiting on our big shipment.
Yeah, and depending on when you're listening to this, I just saw something came by and tried to swipe. It looked like a little jack.
It was a little jack.
Oh, come on. I just wanted to get something. It was the same little jack. But depending on when you're listening to this, we should have the Brazilian shrimp in-house here very soon. The goal is before Christmas. That's another one. If you guys have been watching this for a while, we've been doing podcasts and videos on that since I think June or July. And even prior to that, we're talking about it. But we've been using those for quite some time. And they're just proven to work. In the beginning, you know, Marcos is one of our insider members who is winning legit money in these tournaments, snook tournaments, against even full-time guides who are using live bait, and he's using these little fake shrimp and out fishing many of them. And like the one he won like $6,000 recently in that tournament, and we're like, dude, this guy is just killing it. And so we're like, maybe this only works, you know, down there in the Everglades and Flamingo. And nope, it's been working everywhere we've tried it. And I don't know, Luke, I'm gonna go out on a limb and say it might be one of your new favorite baits.
Oh, absolutely is. Yeah, I've been extremely impressed with it. And that was even during the summer when actual bait fish imitation is generally best. This one's a little bit dinged up, so I'm gonna need to switch.
New shrimpy?
Yep.
Yeah, so these shrimp kind of switching back, and I'm doing the absolute worst job about switching up, but it doesn't really matter. I've had basically 2 strikes, missed both of them. But these shrimp, they're made out of this crazy strong material. And nothing's indestructible when you're talking about critters, underwater critters with teeth, but it's kind of indestructible. What are your thoughts on it, Luke? I know you've lost a few tails.
Yeah, they're tough. I mean, I just, been going through, putting those through some damage. Slam shady pen. This puppy's still working.
I know, it's tough for me to bragging about Slam Shady when I'm sitting here getting outfished. What is it, 6-1? What do we got?
Yeah, I mean, we're using the same. This the big thing is depth coverage. We cover this a lot. This is another example of it.
Ooh, do you see that cast, Cody? God, you probably heard it. Bouncing off that pile.
we both are using 1/4-ounce jig heads, but this tail has 0 resistance in the water. It shoots straight down, and so I can cover this deeper water much more effectively than
Z-Man has a little bit of a floating buoyancy.
Yeah, these shrimp actually float too. So it's really more about the design. Oh, we just had something.
Oh, what do you know? What do you know? Luke's catching more fish. So what are you using right now?
I've got the.
Did you put scent back on it?
Yeah. This is probably a jack. It feels a little jacky.
Which one is this now?
This is the juice. I don't know if jacks that count.
The juice is loose. We're counting jacks, we're just not catching catfish.
I don't know.
I mean, jacks are a blast.
These jacks they're a super aggressive fish. They pretty much eat whatever they see.
Yeah, but Luke, it ate the juice.
All right, come on there, buddy.
Yeah, these jacks are a blast. I've seen quite a few. I think ever since Deer Meat for Dinner did his little catch and cook on a jack or Val, said it was delicious. I've seen quite a few people keeping jacks.
Yep.
Have you ever eaten one?
I never have. Come on, there we are.
Oh man, that deserves a strike right there. Come on. Dang. So Luke, are you letting it actually hit the bottom, or are you waiting a few seconds to retrieve?
Yeah, I'm getting all the way to the bottom, yeah. Cast out, I mean, if you're not on the bottom, you're probably not gonna catch anything.
You ain't
I'm
first
gonna
to
get all
last.
the way down the bottom and just jigging it, slow jigging it off.
You ain't first to last. All right, this time I'm gonna, oh, there's a cord down, there's a light down there. I do not wanna hit that. That's dock courtesy. When you can see a cord going down one piling. I tried to avoid that area.
Yeah, so I think I actually put the wrong scent on this one. Oh wait, no, we're good. Yeah, it's hard to keep track of this stuff.
What do you have?
This is the this should be the juice here. Yeah, this is blue label.
All right. I gotta switch it back up. Oh, here comes one of the only boats we've seen. Someone else is brave enough.
Yeah, after these cold fronts, this used to be a time where I just didn't like to fish at all. I just thought the fish had lockjaw. It was, they weren't too cold to eat. And snook in particular, right? They're not supposed to eat when the water gets below 70 degrees is what a lot of people say, what I used to believe. And yeah, and this fish, they're still down there. They're not going super far. And put a good meal right in front of their face, they're gonna eat it. As long as they don't have to work very hard for it. This little shrimp lure is just slow bouncing. And if it goes in front of their face, it's their instinct just to go up there and grab it. It's a nice, easy meal for them. Ooh, missed something.
Still getting more strikes over there, are you?
Yeah, there should be a lot of little grouper around these pilings. And then snow, I'm surprised we haven't caught more.
Well, I'm certainly not helping the numbers here. Blame it on COVID. We blame everything else on COVID.
So yeah, just slow bounce, get in there near those pilings and just slow bounce it out of there. And then every once in a while, on that downturn, you'll feel that thump. And also too, it's generally the upcurrent side has the biggest fish. They're a little bit tougher to get. The current's going to the right, and so I casted to the left of it, and I'm just slow bouncing right there in front of that piling.
Yeah, so let's talk about this. So what's the tide doing right now? Why are the docks good?
Yeah, we touched that. Oop, there we are. But ooh, this is a solid fish. Might be a little bit bigger grouper. But yeah, we're going into the current. I can't tell what this is. Going into the current, we have the wind to our back.
You got there, dude.
Yep, another grouper, called it. Oh no, jack attack.
Jack attack.
And this is on the ProCure. All right, so ProCure's evened up on jacks. Yeah, so we have current on our back, current coming to our front, wind at our back. That's the ideal situation.
So what scent was that?
ProCure.
Okay. So Jack's like pretty much everything.
Yeah, Jack's, I don't think scent was a factor in this strike. Let that guy go.
All right, come on, baby. I am due. I'll even take a jack at this point, Cody. Man, talk about a horrible way to come back to fishing. If you guys know, the reason we haven't done a live one is we were under quarantine for 2.5 weeks. No one in our family had it, but daughter got sent home because like a third of her class tested positive. So once that happens, they kind of want the whole family on quarantine. I mean, like literally health department calling us, saying you guys can't go anywhere. So that killed like vacation we had planned, killed all the trips I had, and Cody's getting married. So then I didn't want to be around him. Then I ended up catching something. I thought I had COVID. It ended up being bronchitis. You know, nowadays, anything that you get, you just automatically think it's COVID, but I had bronchitis.
You're gonna be scorned from everybody too, right?
Oh yeah,
you like cough.
Oh man, it's like no one even wants to talk to you. They don't even want to talk to you on Zoom. People looking at me funny. But with bronchitis, dude, like if you guys ever had that, it has almost every single symptom. I mean, I had a little fever because. You know, that's one of the first things you get. Then I'm having like chest pains and trouble breathing. I'm having a sore throat. I'm coughing. I'm hacking up stuff. And I was like 100% certain I had it. And they're like, no, you got bronchitis. So then I had that, and we get Cody sick before his wedding. And then it's been just all kinds of a million different excuses with kids. And I'll just say life. But I'm back. And now we got this beautiful boat. Sean and I came to break it in. Luke, I did catch the first fish on the boat, right, Luke?
You did. First official fish.
But today, just ain't my day. Ain't no way. I need some of them shrimp. That's kind of the moral of the story today. So what are the numbers at now?
I believe it's
here weeds,
4 to 3.
4 to 3?
Yeah.
Man, that's close. Biggest fish so far on the juice. Nice snook, by the way.
Yeah, I'm still not overly sold on scents in general, but we'll see when
Oh, come on, dude. He just caught 6 fish in the matter of like 30 minutes on a day when it's like 50 degrees out, no one else fishing, and he ain't sold on scent. Cody, what do you think about that? Cody's like, I'm going to go buy some of this scent right now. As I said earlier, I don't know the truth about scent, but knowing that fish use their scent, their sense of smell, more than anything else, besides maybe vision, it can't hurt to have scent.
Yeah, it definitely doesn't hurt.
Especially if it smells like mullet or crab, crustaceans. All right, I'm gonna catch maybe one more and end it. What do you think, Lukey?
I'd say let's keep on fishing. This is fun. At least have you catch one, Joe. It's embarrassing.
Well, of course, you know what's going to happen as soon as the camera shuts off. I ended up getting the biggest snook or redfish of the day, or flounder. I'll take anything at this point.
Yeah, there have been. I did get a nice flounder here.
What were you using?
In this area, shrimp, unscented.
Golly, where do you get all these shrimp, dude? How come I'm not getting any shrimp? Unbelievable.
Yeah, there's.
Luke, are you kidding me right now?
There we just lost.
Dude, that was a big one,
That was
huh?
a good fish.
Dang it. I'm gonna go right to that same area there.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting any big fish to be here, so I didn't.
So what scent was that?
That was on the juice as well.
Dang, the big fish, kind of like the power
Man,
prawn.
that's a bummer. Well, I guess we'll do 3 more casts with the other one, and then we'll have to just close it so it's a fair deal.
Dang, man.
That was a good fish.
Yeah, that was real nice. That did that feel bigger than like the biggest one?
I mean, I could just in that short of time, you can't tell, but it was definitely. There we go.
Dude, you got to be
Nice
kidding
fish.
me! All right.
This is a jack here. Yeah, the other one was 100% not a jack. It was fighting like a big snook. It just started bulldogging straight back in those pilings. There's some jacks down there with it if you want to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Where are you? Come on, keep him there for me, like a dolphin. It's the only way Joe's gonna catch anything today.
Yeah, Joe. It would be a different ball game if he had like a 3/8 ounce jig head.
Yeah, I'm having trouble even with this current even hitting the bottom.
All right, so there's one cast.
If I'm gonna stay in the pilings. Well, so aren't you using only a 1/4 though? Because this is a good learning lesson here.
Yeah, I've got a 1/4 ounce. So do you.
But so what's different? You're just saying just because the profile?
Yeah, this has a streamlined profile. Yours doesn't, so it's probably like at least a 1/8 of an ounce difference. Oh man, more jacks down there.
Dang. Like every time I turn around, you're setting the hook on something, including my own dignity. I'm just glad I can make you look good today. Dang.
All right, let's see if we can.
This dock looks good. We talked about it in the last podcast.
If I get a big fish in there, I'm in big trouble.
You want docks with a lot of barnacles and just. Oh, looks on again. You gotta be kidding me.
All right,
Are you joking me?
Ooh, I'm around something down there.
Jeez Louise.
There we are, we're out.
Dude, you are
Probably
on
a grouper.
fire.
There might be another jack. Dang. Yeah, but there's like 5 of them with it.
All right. Well, this will be the ultimate test if I can. Oh, they all went down. See, that's
They're all gone.
That's the lesson here. You gotta be down on the bottom.
So now it's 5 to 4.
5 to 4, the juice,
The juice is up by 1.
and you're out of cast.
Can't remember. Do one more. That's a good looking spot right
Well,
there.
I'm just glad I could really contribute to this science experiment. Gotta love it. Some days just don't work. I even got my confidence bait. Dang. Just not getting down there. Currents. Oh, you got to be kidding me. Oh, there we go.
Nice
Cody,
save.
did you see that one?
Nice save.
Current is just ripping too much for me to get down there and still be in the pilings, but I'm going to give it one last shot. You see that skip cast, Cody?
That was a solid cast. That deserves one. You got to watch out for that crossboard that's angled
Oh,
down.
I see it. But there's also some snooks hitting right down there. I can feel it. You see, I can feel it popping off the bottom, but by the time I'm already out. It's the worst day of my life. Jeez. Why don't we just call this a day?
Yeah,
this is clearly not my day. Who puts a rod back there, Luke? And a bait caster of all things?
I'll be messing with my bait
Jeez
caster.
Louise. That deserved it.
So we'll go ahead and end it. We're
The Bill Dance moment right here, kids.
we got to get back pretty soon anyhow.
Oh my goodness.
So we're doing some more tests. This is just one of multiple tests we're doing on these puppies.
Who even brings
We'll
a
do
bait caster?
similar tests, different days. We've been fishing for 45 minutes, an hour, something like that. Too close to call. We can't say, it's just, we can't say one's better versus the other. And we'll also do, continue tests on this where it's, against ProCure. And then we'll also do tests with nothing, right? Just to see, does it even matter? Again, I'm not totally sold on it, but I'm also not sold against it. It's still up in the air. I do use scents pretty often, especially if I'm like gassing up the boat or doing anything with any kind of chemicals, because just having those chemicals in your hands is the worst thing you could possibly do. So at a minimum, scent is at least really good at masking anything that's negative on your hands.
Yeah, there's been some anglers, as I get my line out of this bait caster rod.
We're saying, Joe, about
That, yeah, some anglers who have just kind of expressed that, that scent works just to mask the stuff that's on our hands, the sunscreens and the oils and, whatever else you happen to have had on your hands that day. Could be mayonnaise.
That study we featured in a prior podcast, it lists all the positive and negative factors from a really like a legit scientific test. There's a lot of human element involved here. This isn't nearly as scientific as that one. But so just knowing the negatives and getting away from the negatives is extremely important. That everybody should do. And then once you do that, again, having the scent may or may not be a huge deal. As I said before, I can't imagine it would ever hurt.
Yep. So that's it, guys. We're going to wrap this one up, and I will post a picture of the fish I catch as soon as the camera goes off. But more than anything is just a vote of sympathy for me in getting completely beat up today. Come join us in the Insider Club and just lift my spirits a little bit. Saltstrong.com, Insider Club now. As we record this, we're approaching 19,000 members. And it really comes down to three things. Number one is the on-the-water fishing reports. This is a public one. This is the stuff we do for free. If you're listening on the podcast, this is just our public-facing stuff, and that's a fraction of the content we're putting out every week. We save the best on-the-water tips and the how-to tips and the exclusive videos for our members, for our Insider members. And to me, even just going back and watching this, watching some of the mistakes, it's what pro football players do extremely well, is they watch game film, right? Constantly watching to see what they can learn. So that's number one, is the on-the-water how-to tips. We have 400 plus videos, and we cover everything from fishing the flats to docks to crab trap buoys and everything in between. Obviously some beach fishing and stuff as well. And then we have the discounts. That obviously attracts a lot of people, everything from rods or reels. And this is an $800 reel. I don't think you necessarily need an $800 reel. It was kind of more of an experiment we were doing, a review. But I saved 20% off. Luke and I use the same discounts our members do. We get 20% off everything because we have no sponsors. Just like this test today, we go out and just show you what really is working on the water. So 20% off everything in our store all day, every day for our members, and some exclusive stuff like this shrimp, for instance. You ain't gonna be able to buy it unless you are a member, and we're gonna have some special jig heads, both weedless and non-weedless, that go with it. So the discounts are number 2, and then number 3 is the community. Our private community now with these 19,000 people, doggone, it's pretty powerful. All online, all super positive, super helpful. Now there's reports going up. And we used to say daily, now we're like it's every 5 minutes. There's so many reports going up, it's hard to keep track of them. And it's really from Texas to Florida here where it all started, really all the way up to New Jersey now. So if you are a member, which I know a lot of you guys listen, thank you so much. We appreciate you. Love you. You're part of our family. And if you're not, come join us. It's completely risk-free. We even now, at least as we're recording this, put a 200% money-back guarantee, meaning if you're not catching more fish, you're not maximizing your time, you're not saving money, meeting friends, and just feeling like it was an overall amazing value, then not only will we give you your money back after a year, but we'll actually double it. We'll give you cash back on top of it. No brainer. You literally have nothing to lose.
Yeah, and a full year to try it out and make sure it works.
Yep. Yeah, we want to talk about a test drive. It's like letting someone take home a car and say, hey, you don't like it after a year. Not only can you return it for your money, but we're going to double it back. Dang. Come on, Tesla. Step up your game, dog. So that's it, guys. We appreciate you. We're out of here. I'm going to see if I can catch at least one fish. At this point, I might even take a catfish, Luke, so I can hold my head up high when I go home and see my kids. Why?
I don't know.
Woo. All right, guys, we out. Peace.
'Cause fishing, it's in my soul. It was